And here we go again, then, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Roscoe. I'm joined by Heafy, as we've got more breaking news. Ipswich Town have made their second signing of the summer. It's not a record transfer fee broken once again, but it is a free transfer. Ben Johnson has signed after leaving West Ham United. 24-year-old defender. Heafy, once again, this was reported. We knew this was potentially going to happen at some point, and it's been dropped this morning. Some more breaking news, my friend.
Yeah, it feels like, Ross, like we've only literally just been doing this, and that's because we have. What, about 15 minutes? Typically, we end the first live with Amari signing, and Ben Johnson gets announced. But I would like to say to all those at Ipswich Town, thank you very much for getting out at this time, because it makes our day a lot easier. Certainly a lot better than a 10:15 p.m. announcement, a 10 a.m. announcement, whenever it was, is lovely stuff. And in terms of the signing as well, Ross, I think that's lovely stuff. Obviously, nowhere near as sexy as spending 18 million, upwards of 20 million when all said and done on one of the best young players in the country. But different needs, as it were. And in this one, they've filled a number of needs. They've got a guy who's, as you say, 24 years old, has played more than 100 games for West Ham already, come through their academy, has played in the Europa League, the Conference League as well, was involved in that historic achievement from West Ham winning the Conference League, was it?
Yeah.
I don't know. He was in that squad as well. So, he's played at a very high level, primarily a right back. We know that that's an area that Town need to strengthen this summer, with Harry Clark having had surgery on his Achilles and Axel Tuanzebe finished the season playing there, primarily more of a centre back by trade. So obviously Johnson's come in, looks to be challenging to be the starter at right back. He can also play at left back, and we know there's no real backup to Leif Davis at left back other than Cameron Humphreys as it stands. You'd expect Cameron Humphreys to go out on loan. And he's also he's played in midfield as well for West Ham. So he's a proper versatile player. We know Kieran McKenna loves versatile players. He's a good age, he's got good experience, and as we've said, he doesn't command a fee. So that keeps some money, not the Town are needing to scrimp and save, clearly, but that keeps some money back for the areas that perhaps are going to cost more to fill at the top of the pitch, perhaps the exciting, the sexy strikers, etc. So all in all, Amari in the door, very exciting. Ben Johnson, yes, not as exciting, but when you look at it, it's another, I think, very sensible bit of business.
Yeah, as we mentioned before, he ticks all the McKenna boxes, fits that profile, can play, good age, 24 years of age, signs a 4-year deal, Heafy, so another player locked in for 4 very good years. Hopefully those will be good years for Ben Johnson. Obviously, West Ham Academy graduate, been there for 17 years, so a new chapter for him in his career, because he's been at West Ham for all those years. Over 100 games for the Hammers, 69 Premier League appearances, so he's experienced in the Premier League, which is needed. Heafy, Town in the top flight for the first time in over two decades. But yeah, as I said, just ticks all those McKenna boxes.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at the quotes here from McKenna. If you've not seen them, Ben's a player who fits a profile we'd like to bring to the club. A young and talented defender with good technical ability as well as excellent physical attributes. He has a good amount of Premier League experience for his age. He's hungry to take the next step in his career. We feel this is a good move for him, and he's an excellent addition to the club. Anyone who's worked with him speaks highly of his character, which is obviously another big tick for McKenna, with this kind of band of brothers that he's built. So we're sure he'll fit into the dressing room and our environment and culture. And Rossi, you've actually recorded an insight video, haven't you, which we're going to drop in due course. So you can probably talk a little bit more about his character, because from what I understand, what I've read about him and what I've heard about him, he is a bloody nice bloke as well.
Yeah, once again, there is interviews with him. I think when he was very buzzed. He was happy to make his Premier League debut. I think anybody would be buzzing to make your, top flight debut. But from the interviews and stuff, he just seems like a very grounded young man. Once again, that's another box that McKenna wants to tick in terms of you've got to be a good character. I think he's going to be great, part of the dressing room. A nice little fun story. When Mark Noble, retired, he sort of took over the Mark Noble sort of role of making sure that, the changing room was nice and clean, home or away. So I think he's going to fit in very nicely with this team. And, he's a player, I think, could become a fan's favourite because of that. Just, he's probably just going to be someone who's happy just to speak to anybody. And versatility is always the key one with that. As you mentioned, Leif Davis, worked his butt off last season. So many games, so many minutes going up that left flank. So if Leif Davis needs a little bit of a rest, Ben Johnson can play there at left back. Obviously, right back was this last year. Axel Tuanzebe had to play there, Heafy. Now Axel can now be one of those centre backs, which is good. But now check out that insight video, ladies and gentlemen, with Hammer's chat. Spoke all things Ben Johnson, that from his what he's good at, what he needs to still work on. He's still a player that McKenna can improve, which is, we've seen that, haven't we, Heafy, with McKenna improving players, even some of the older players, like Sam Morsey said he improved even at the age of 30, when he first signed for the club. But no, this is a great signing. Heafy, on Ben Johnson signing permanently on a free transfer as well. So no money needed to spend on wages, of course. There'll be wages, but overall, second signing of the summer, very good indeed.
Yeah, if you were grading the summer stuff so far, it'd be hard not to grade it as an A, wouldn't it? Kept Kieran McKenna, which was obviously a concern when it emerged just how much interest there was in him. He stayed, signed a new deal. Sign Amari, the star loanee from last season, get him for 5 years. And going forward, what an asset he could be when eventually they look to sign him. Sorry, that's my dog. He's very excited.
Benson's happy.
He's hugely excited about what's happening at Ipswich Town, as you can tell. And then Ben Johnson as well signed. In terms of it's a different type of signing, obviously, but another one that ticks a lot of boxes. You talk, Ross, and I'm going to mute myself.
Yeah, Benson's very happy that Town are making some signings early doors because, as we mentioned earlier, the boys are back in pre-season, so McKenna will have them. I'm sure the fitness coaches will be having running up and down, or maybe it's more just testing today and just see how they're doing, how their sort of body fat and everything is working out. But yeah, second one in the door. Heafy, hopefully Benson stopped barking now. But what next, do you reckon? We know that Vaz is departing the club, so a goalie is going to be another signing potentially. So yeah, what do you reckon is next up Town and McKenna, Mark Ashton sleeve?
Well, there's a lot of questions out there, but obviously lots of more strengthening probably needed this summer. We've talked about them needing a striker, clearly the sexiest possible signing you could make ahead of a return to the Premier League. They've got the question around the keeper now. Are they going to sign a new number one? Is Christian Walton going to be the number one? So lots of questions still to be answered. But that somewhere in Ipswich Town towers, probably in Mark Ashton's palatial office, is a data dashboard whirring away, churning out targets. I'd love to see that, Ross. I'd love to get some insight into that data dashboard. Certainly Benson would. So yeah, apologies, Zorak. Bork. Yes, I know. He's annoying. But hey, this is live TV, flying by the seat of our pants broadcasting. So yeah, who knows what's next, Ross? But it's exciting. They've started very well. We know there's some more spots they need to fill. I'd love to be a fly on the wall when they return to training this morning and are presented with the running stats, no doubt. We know that last season when they started, they got back last season. Massimo Luongo said first day of training, they were given the running stats for Burnley, what they had to emulate. So this morning, I wonder if they're getting handed the Manchester City running stats from last season and told, yeah, you thought you did all right last season, boys. Now you've got to emulate this. So yeah, I look forward to seeing the pictures from training, the new haircuts, who's changed their hair over the summer. We know Amari's come back with the bleach blonde look, which is something I think might suit you, Rossi, if you don't mind me saying.
I don't think I'm going to go down that route. I think I'll look a bit. I'll have to do the beard as well. I don't know.
Yeah, and as you say, they'll be doing things like the body fat and the skin folds test this morning, which is basically how much you can pinch. If you can pinch more than an inch, the John Ashton won't be happy. Yeah, fortunately, Ross, we're not elite professional athletes.
That's fine.
So we're okay. But all that kind of stuff will be going on this morning. The dreaded bleep test will no doubt be happening as well. I'd love to. They should live stream that because I'd absolutely pay and watch that. But in terms of a summer kicking off as they prepare for the Premier League, I don't think you could ask really for much more, could you, Rossi?
No, yeah, 2 permanent signings in the door. Both of them good age as well, 20 and 24-year-old. Obviously England international as well, Ben Johnson, part of the under-21s team that won the Euros as well. So he's got that in his locker. But now 2 signings in, early doors as well. I think McKenna probably wants those players in that first sort of week in pre-season before they go off to do their pre-season games. Obviously, we only know one as it stands, the Fortuna Düsseldorf game at Portman Road. on the 27th. But yeah, we'll be bringing you more content throughout the day. There'll be an insight video, as Heath mentioned earlier, with Hammers Chat on Ben Johnson. We'll also be doing a podcast, which will be available on audio, but also on video for our subscribers. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Heath, any other business before we wrap up?
Just that I like the fact that normally when you have a new signing, they put a picture of them out, don't they, in the kit. And I like the fact that they can't do that at the moment because the kits haven't been released. So the pictures of Amari and Ben are just them wearing T-shirts.
Yes.
In kind of soft focus. So I like that. Obviously, the kit is the next thing we want to see. We want to hear about friendlies as well. And we just want to get going, don't we, Ross? We want to see them now try out on the pitch in a new kit, playing some football. We can really start to get excited about the new season ahead. But yeah, it's what are we now? 5 to 11. Monday, July the 1st, Ipswich Town have signed Amari Hutchinson and Ben Johnson. They've smashed the transfer record. They've come back to training. And I think they're going to win the Premier League.
Oh, okay. Big statement. Clip that up, ladies and gentlemen. Clip that up.
I don't really think that.
No, it's just excited.
Champions League place.
Okay. Too much coffee.
Yeah.
Pork Smith said, "See you in 5." I don't think so, but you will see us and hear us on all different content that we'll be dropping on all platforms very shortly. So thanks for joining me again, Heathy. Thanks everyone for joining another live, the second this morning. Hope you've enjoyed these. I'll sure bring you more of these throughout the summer. Bye-bye for now. Thanks again.